I'm at a home improvement store looking for a tap and die set for the Trans Am. This is a big project that I need to do. God, they got so much of everything here. I don't even know where I'm gonna find these. I found what I was looking for. We got, this is a M10 by 150 tap set. Yeah, this is what I need for the Trans Am, so we're gonna get out of here now. Right now, I gotta go back and fix something that I never really got around to doing it, and it's prevented me from taking care of anything else since. The difference between a Gen 3 and a Gen 4 engine, well, one of the differences is the location of the knock sensors. In my case, the location is gone from on top to the sides. It's a threaded hole. It's a different size for a Gen 4. They use totally different knock sensors actually. It isn't compatible with my Gen 3 PCM at all, so I gotta use my Gen 4 knock sensors. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I anticipated being able to put my knock sensors in a different location, and when it came time to put everything together, I didn't anticipate that the exhaust, the headers, would interfere with where I was going to put my knock sensors. So I have to go back and do what I should have did in the first place, which is drill and tap the hole for the knock sensors in the proper location. So I just got back from the store. I picked up this tap and die basically, or whatever you want to call it. It's a drill bit and a tap. It's what we need to do the job. It's an M10 by 150, which is the same thread and pitch as the Gen 3 knock sensor, which we're going to use. So I got to get clearance on the side of the block to get this drill bit and tap all in there. So that means a lot's going to need to come out. Oh, probably more than a minute. Yeah, I don't have a 90-degree drill. It just wasn't working. I couldn't just go sit there by hand all day, and it's a super tight fit. So, a 3/8 air ratchet, which is a lot like a 90-degree drill. And I have a bunch of old sockets, so I use chop saw, chopped down the drill bit, and took an old socket, and I got my dad to weld that on there. You saw that, and it's not perfectly straight, but I'll limp wrist it and try to get it in there. Just goes to show, when you have a welder, anything's a tool. Oh man, that's really sloppy. I got the tap now, and we will see if my drilling experiment worked. Gotta make sure to get this in as straight as possible. I'm just gonna use this 8mm wrench and try and spin that on by hand, keeping it straight with my other hand. Alright, it's starting in. Goes in pretty easy. I am absolutely amazed that some dude just waved at me. Yes, I'm absolutely amazed that worked. So next, I gotta plug it in. And that particular portion of the wiring harness is tight as the back seat of a clown car. So I'm gonna have to pull out the intake manifold to get to it. Which sucks. But on the plus side, I've had an oil leak. I know all you naysayers from Don't Do This are like, oil pan. But no, it's actually, like 98.2% sure it's the oil pressure sending unit. Just because it's obviously a really high leak. I initially thought it was the oil filter, but this one's not leaking. And it's still there. Biscuits. What? Alright, so maybe I'll show you from the bottom here in a little bit, but basically this is where I was thinking the oil was coming from. This is the oil pressure sending unit. But no, it's dry as a bone. It's not broken. Be very careful with these. They freaking break easy, very easy. And they're not freaking cheap. I want to say that one was like 70 bucks. So right here, I'm thinking the valve cover is the issue. I took the coil bracket off because I needed to check out the valve cover bolts. And well, the very first thing I noticed is these really aren't tight at all. They're all really loose, except for this one. The third one back of the fort feels freaking great. I think it's just misaligned and yeah, not working. So I'm gonna try and pull it off and see what I see. And yeah, I think this is our oil leak right here. Oh, that's not good. Alright, so it's pretty obvious what happened now. So it's been a while since I've done an update. I was really just ready to pretty much shut everything down and write this video off until I resolve the issues. It's not fair to you guys. You tune in, you're invested just like we are. It's just a bad day wrenching. We were successful with what we originally intended to do. The knock sensor issue, as far as I'm aware, has been resolved. The problem is I was chasing that oil leak, and that just led me down a rabbit hole, basically. It seemed to be coming from the passenger side head, came up and found out it was the valve cover. So I took off the coil bracket to get access to the valve cover bolts, and only one was tight and all the other ones were loose. So I undid that one, and they were the 3 out of the 4 valve cover bolts were stripped out on the head side. So that sucked, but that wasn't so bad. I could figure that out. But then I started looking a little closer and realized a rocker was just, well, thoroughly broken. I'll show you a bit of that. As you can see, this race is totally shot. Looks like it's been wearing for a while. And I mean, that's just flopping around. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a crap ton of ball bearings in there, and they're not there. I don't know where they are. I'm gonna have to drop the oil tomorrow and figure out where everything went. It'll be okay though. I'm just gonna have to keep working on it. I'm not done yet. Really, I can't believe how freaking fast the car was, even though it had a thoroughly jacked up rocker. It already felt really chattery right from the get-go. My guess is that rocker was the one that had the valve strike on the LS1. Believe it or not, this was actually quite the budget build. The budget just got thoroughly jacked up with parts like 243s and aluminum 6.0 block. Worst case scenario, engine's coming out and everything's getting done. Something just occurred to me. This has happened to me every time in the past, but you never have to do any major work unless you have a full tank of gas, which I currently have a full tank of gas. I did some research to figure out what all should be in that rocker arm, and it would appear that we're missing, well, a few pieces of the race, but also 33 bearings, like ball bearings, so tiny, very tiny. So those are somewhere in the oil system of the 6.0, so we gotta find out where that is. The best place to start is with dropping the oil.